Good to go, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I'd like to call to order the Jackson County Board of County Commissioners meeting for December 14th, 2021. At this time, we're going to do the pledge and a prayer. Commissioner Hill is going to do a prayer. After that, instead of going to approval of the agenda, we're going to recognize the Sneads volleyball team, and then we'll move into the agenda. Would everyone please stand?
Let us pray. Dearly Father, we once again want to thank you and praise you for this opportunity to come, recognize our local teams, celebrate what we do as a commission to this county. We ask you to bless everything that we do. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Ms. Carlin.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm going to read this proclamation. Whereas the Jackson County Board of County Commissioners wishes to recognize the outstanding accomplishments of the Sneads High School volleyball program, and whereas the 2021 Sneads High School volleyball team achieved an exceptional record of accomplishment during the 2021 season, ultimately securing another Class 1A state championship, and whereas this is the 9th consecutive such championship for the Sneads High School volleyball program, which is a SAA state record for the most consecutive title wins by any team in any classification. And whereas the athletic and academic achievements of these young ladies, as well as the athletes that precede them, is a credit to their dedication and training, the leadership of their coach, Heather Edge, and to the support of their parents, families, and friends. Now, therefore be it proclaimed that the Jackson County Board of County Commissioners hereby recognizes and congratulates the 2021 Sneads High volleyball team for their successful season and their 9th consecutive Class 1A championship. And be it further proclaimed that the Jackson County Board of County Commissioners commends each member of the Sneads High School volleyball program, present and past, for their dedication, hard work, and remarkable accomplishment. In witness hereof, the 14th day of December in the year of our Lord 2021.
Could we ask all of the volleyball team members and their coaches to please come forward? Why don't we stand? Carlin?
Yeah, y'all stand here.
Y'all
can stand here.
All right, well, Commissioner, you can stand here. If you ladies will stand out there.
Sorry. Take the pro. You want to take this first?
Go ahead and get your picture and then we'll fix these. All right, right here, championship smile. 1, 2, 3. One more hold we got there. All right. Sheila, did you get a picture? Okay.
Brad, why don't you come up, Brad? Never waste a crowd.
Yeah.
Boom.
All right. Hold on. One second. Dylan, you're gonna do. Congratulations. I will. Okay.
Sorry.
Who's taking? Congratulations. Perfect. Okay. All right, brother. All right, let's pass these out.
This is freshman Taylor Lewis.
That's good.
Junior Lily Glover. Sophomore Ella Sprouse. Sophomore Morgan Dyke. Sophomore Gabby Bellamy.
A young team.
Make it 10 now.
Junior Chloe Kirsten Jones. Senior Caitlin Shumley. Sophomore Chloe Key. Senior Taylor Reese Howell. Sophomore Grace O'Neill. Junior Kalia Jones. And then we have assistant coach Emily Torbett. Our athletic director and our administration this year, we're having a lot of testing today and stay behind. But if they can.
Do you have any students that are not here?
We have our manager, Jashanti Jones, and then senior Jada, those two players, and then we have our awesome bus driver.
All right. Ladies, I would like to, on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, I would like to say thank you. We're very proud of you. Y'all done. very good job. Y'all might have set a world record. We're proud, very proud of it. Y'all learned a lot playing volleyball and going to schools. You've learned things that's going to carry you through life. And we look forward to having all of you get an education or whatever you're going, or training, come back to Jackson County and help us improve Jackson County and make it a better place for all of us to live. Any commissioners, y'all want to say anything?
Congratulations.
Sorry, you got Chairman, you got Superintendent Benton back there.
I'm sorry, Steve.
We're just proud of it. This is, like I said, it's a record. They've worked very hard to get through the kids and appreciate it.
Not only these kids, the ones before, y'all done a good job. We appreciate it.
Well, we as well, I know you're praising us, but it takes all of you behind us to make the program successful. Not just this year, but thank you, Ms. Carlos, for putting this together, the board. Thank you, Jackson County as a whole. It's not just the team, it's all Jackson County. We appreciate it.
Thank you. And thanks to all the parents for all your hard work. Marlon.
Go to Six High School. Nobody else can say it up here. Committee, don't have a student behind you. Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Willan?
Yes, sir. Before we do the approval of the agenda, just wanted to say that we are going to do our best to be done at 10:30. If we're not, we're going to take a break and come back here after the Christmas party. So the Christmas party is at 11 at the Ag Complex, and we'll just return here to finish up if we have to. So we have a few additions under section 2, number 24, board approval of quote option 2 and change order for Baxter's Asphalt for Bump Nose Road. Number 25, request board approval of change order and quote from Anderson Columbia to patch a depression in Suncrest Road. Number 26, request board approval of broadband development agreement. Number 27, request board approval of an award RFP 212205 for sale of surplus vehicles. And number 28, request board approval of the collective bargaining agreement for fire rescue. And one deletion, section 2, number 13.
Mr. Chair, make a motion to accept the agenda with additions and subtractions.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Pate, a second by Commissioner McKinney. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Okay. We're going to move the employee of the month to the end of the agenda, okay? All right, moving on to consent agenda items.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve this consent agenda.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Pate to approve, second by Commissioner Hill. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. All right, Ms. Willan?
Yes, Zach should be online for number 2.
Zach, are you online?
Yes, sir. I sure am.
Okay,
Good morning, everybody. How are y'all?
Good morning.
we're fine, sir. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. First off, I'd like to apologize for not being there in person. We're actually on the way to a Florida's Great Northwest meeting right now, and in the car. But we did want to make sure that we chimed in, and y'all should have a copy of the announcement / press release from Fraser Built in your packets. And we just wanted to, I won't read it off, but just let everybody know that's listening, they will be locating on the far west end of the Winn-Dixie Shopping Center. And we just want to thank everybody involved with this project. Really, we worked closely with the Jackson County Fire and Rescue, and this lead was brought to us by Chief Bruner, who I just saw in there. And so we can give him a lot of credit on this. We appreciate him and his help on this project, and also with the Jackson County BOCC and the city of Marianna. And so what this is that they actually manufacture ambulances, and their main offices are in Texas. And the county, as you all know, actually purchases all their ambulances from Fraser Built. And so what this is a service location. They have a lot of ambulances that need servicing in the region. And so this will have 3 employees, a manager, and 2 technicians, and they will be servicing their ambulances throughout the region at this location. Do y'all have any questions on that?
I have one comment, Zach.
Yes, sir.
Advise them we want them to move here. They're full operation here.
Yes, sir. Well, we have discussed a little bit with them. Nothing is in motion yet, but we do hope to have further discussions. I believe they have outgrown their location in Texas for manufacturing. So we hope to keep discussions going with them on possible expansions in the area.
We'd love to have them do that, and we appreciate them coming to Jackson County. This will mean a lot to the county. Thanks for your hard work. You and
Yes,
Chief.
sir. Yes, sir. And thank all of y'all for your help as well.
Any commissioners got any comments? Thank you, Zach. Get back to work.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a blessed day.
Okay. Ms. Tammy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is a request for board approval of FSU's speech and hearing clinic as a single source provider to provide speech language pathology services for our students at Next Step at Endeavor Academy in our pilot program beginning in January. So social communication being a hallmark of an autism diagnosis, we know that those types of services are very important. The speech and hearing clinic will provide services in the form of graduate student clinicians and their clinical supervisor, which is aligned with our goal, which is not only to prepare students with autism to be independent, live independently and work independently, but also to prepare and mentor new professionals to work with this population. This unique collaboration with these grad students and their professor renders these services unrivaled and is why we are requesting them to be approved as a single source provider.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill,
Second with question.
second by Commissioner Donovan. Go ahead.
6-month contract?
Yes,
Is there a reason it was not a full year or,
they just like to do things by semester.
and the total cost is not to exceed 4640?
Yes, sir. And it is budgeted, contractual services are in our budget.
Any more questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Chief Bruner.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
I had a request for board approval to purchase ESO software for report writing and authorize the chairman to sign. This was a budgeted project for fiscal year 21-22.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner McKinney. Any questions?
It's within the budgeted amount?
Yes, sir.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Brett.
Yes, sir. First up is board approval of an amendment to our solid waste grant through DEP. This is an increase, it's rollover from unused funds from last fiscal year.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Donovan. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Next up is board approval and chairman's signature of a short-term lease agreement not to exceed 90 days for the Peacock Bridge boat ramp off of Peacock Bridge Road on Spool River.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Fake.
Do I understand there's no cost to this?
That's correct.
What, after this negotiation still going well?
So we have been in contact with Water Management. They have made an offer to the landowner and they're working through, purchase negotiations. So
Is that for the ramp or the entire property?
for the full property, 170 acres. So while negotiations are ongoing, they're willing to maintain public use.
Very good.
Very good. It's good news.
Okay. Jeffrey Register.
We need to get those.
No, I'm sorry.
We never voted. We never voted on.
Oh, I'm sorry. All those in favor, raise your right hand. I'm sorry. Getting ahead of myself, trying to meet Mr. Lannon. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
All right. The first thing I've got is a request for the board approval of the Perkin Bar Pit expansion work, authorization for all day and Howell Engineering, and the amount of $37,000.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Pate. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
All right, the next thing I have is a request for the board approval of work authorization for All Day Howell Engineering to design drainage improvements for Charm Road in District 2, and the amount of $30,000.
Motion by Commissioner Pate,
Second with the
second by Commissioner Donifro with a question.
The survey cost, I see Lee's out there in the audience, but the survey cost, I think it was around $8,900. That's included in the 33,000, correct?
No, that should be an additional, correct?
No, it's included.
Oh, okay.
It is included.
It is.
Anything else? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
The next thing we have is a request board approval of low bidder for another D2 chip seal bond project. And the lowest bidder was APS, $1,318,898.43.
Got a motion by Commissioner Pate, second by Commissioner Hill. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
The next is a request for board approval for All Day Howell Engineering to perform CEI services on Blueberry Road FEMA project as a highest ranked firm. And that
Got a
would be-
motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner McKinney. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Hunter Potts.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Well, the first item I have for you is requesting your approval of electronic bidding process and Marcel e-procurement 12-month trial agreements. So this will allow us to be able to accept bids online as opposed to only accepting them in paper now. So we'll hope be able to do both.
Okay, got a motion by Commissioner Hill.
Second with a question, clarification. This
Go
is
ahead.
the first year is a trial basis at no cost.
Right, first year's no cost to us, and then the next year we would budget for it, but right now it's looking about like $3,500 for the first year of service to do it.
Do a lot of people try to bid online?
We have had quite a few questions come in, people wanting to be able to bid online, and one issue that we've had with bids is contractors are very worried about their bids not getting here on time, so we've had that a couple times where the either shipping gets messed up or the mailing is delayed, and so they've missed the bids. And also this will help us to be able to make sure that they can't submit any incomplete bids, which has also been a problem in the past.
I guess my only concern is with this software, and it says that they track all bid questions. We'll make sure there's no confusion as to who is going to be responsible for addressing those questions, issuing any RFI responses. I mean, is that still going to be our engineer or architect that would be?
Yes,
Actually,
so typically how it works is everything is funneled through that purchasing agent. So all the questions will go through her first, or right now it's Nicole, so everything will come through her, and she'll send it out to you. If there's an architect or an engineer on staff to help, she'll send the question to them, and it'll come back through her and then go back to them. So it'll all come through the purchasing agent.
Anything else? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Next.
I believe the next one is the,
Culvert pipe.
okay, sorry. Sorry, I got lost here.
That's what happens when you go electronic.
I have pavement striping. Is that what you have? Okay, no.
That's the culvert.
All right. Yeah, so it's asking for your approval to award the culvert pipe contract to
Gulf Atlantic.
Gulf Atlantic.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner McKinney. Any questions?
Yeah, just looking at the bid tabulation sheet, to make sure I'm on the right item. Is this? Never mind, it's the next item.
Okay. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. All right, the next item up is the pavement striping.
Okay,
Item 14,
right, so
187.
So we missed 13.
No,
It was deleted.
we struck it. We deleted it for time being.
yeah, so two bids were received for the annual pavement striping contract, one from Gettler and Gettler and the other from Emerald Coast Striping. And after looking at through the bid tab and seeing the prices of what we use the most, it's recommended that we go with Gettler and Gettler.
So just for clarification, the highlighted item, which is a 4-inch solid traffic stripe, that's kind of what you're basing it on, because Emerald Coast was lower on a number of the line items.
Yes, I believe so. I think Jeffrey has.
Jeffrey can speak to this one.
So basically what we've done on, there were several things Emerald Coast was lower on, and it's like, turn lane layouts, thermo striping and all that. And that's the stuff that we really didn't see any big need for, because until some of these roads get rehabbed and all that, there's really no need to put a thermo down on them. I mean, we just need to freshen up the stripes, and let's try to proceed with them as long as we can. But just as far as like the 4-inch stripes and the stuff, the things that Gettler were more expensive on isn't typically what we've got on these rural roads.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Pate,
Second.
second by Commissioner Donifro. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, Mr. Hunter.
Okay, the next item is asking for your approval to award a contract to Future Pathways and approve the work authorization at Next Step Endeavor Transition Academy. So this is similar to Tammy's item, but this is for job coaching services.
Okay, got a motion by Commissioner Hill and a second by Commissioner Pate. I have one question.
Yes.
Is there a limitation on the amount to be spent on this?
There is, it's going to be I might put it in the item, but it's like, I think it's 15,000. 15,800.
And this is all part of your budget, right, Tim? Okay. Any more questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
The next one is asking for to reject the bids we received for the annual grader blades contract. So the price for the bid was submitted wasn't reasonable, we felt, and it's been since determined that it's easier for staff to be able to just get quotes for each grader blades when we need them, as opposed to having them.
So a motion by Commissioner Hill,
Second.
second by Commissioner Donifro. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, this next item is asking for approval of a change order for the sheriff's office interior repairs. So as maintenance staff was going in there to tear some of the interior building down, when the walls tore down some of the ceiling grid. And so in order to get it back and replace it, it's going to cost an additional $4,900.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill. Second. Second by Commissioner McKinney. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Next one.
This is just asking you to renew the contract 181943 for annual fuel from,
Got a motion by Commissioner Pate, second by Commissioner Hill. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
yes, and the next one is just sending a contract again for 181903 for disaster recovery program administration. And this is no cost additional, just for the current disasters.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Hill. Second. Second by Commissioner McKinney. Any questions?
So this is
We're extending.
for how long?
A year. Try to wrap up these projects. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Yes, this is another contract extension for structural engineering services with David H. Melvin Engineering for an additional year.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill,
Second.
second by Commissioner Pate. Why are we only doing it for 1 year?
That's how the contracts are written, so we have to
Okay.
kind of follow those.
That's a good enough answer. All those in favor, raise your right hand.
So
Motion
this-
carries 5-0.
typically we do 3 years and then 1 year renewal periods.
Well, that's what I thought.
And the next item is asking for your approval of the policy release / final insurance settlement from Liberty Mutual for our Hurricane Michael claim.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Pate. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Next item is asking for approval of an easement for land sale transaction. So what we're asking for is to approve, if you approve this easement, you'll authorize Michelle to go ahead and draft that easement language.
So
and
moved.
everything.
Got a motion by Commissioner Donifro, second by Commissioner Hill. Is this, I got a question. The easement, the well appears to be almost dead on the property line. Are they just going to cut out like a 10 or 12 foot block or 20-foot block? Robbie, you got an answer to that?
Yeah, the well is over in the right of way, 0.73 foot. So it just is over it, and, the surveyor gave a legal description, with the survey just to give us an easement for that little bitty spot. About 5 foot by 5 foot, I think, what it is to go around the well.
Okay.
And plus it's at a dead end, that, the road's unopened and not even being used.
Okay.
If I may ask, what should I expect as far as time frame, getting a signed easement so we can get it recorded and close the transaction?
Michelle, can you speak to how long it'll take you to draft that?
I should have it done by the end of the week.
Okay, we were hoping to close by Friday. If you could help me out, I'd appreciate it. Thank y'all, gentlemen.
We'll take care of it right here. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Robbie. Okay, Mr. Hunter. No, I'm sorry, it's Carla.
This item requests board approval of advertising agreement with the local pallet. The cost is $4,500.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill. Second by Commissioner McKinney. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Jeffrey Register.
I'd like to request the board approval of quote option 2 and change order for Baxter's Asphalt to patch a portion of Bump Nose Road on the south end in the amount of $34,085.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill,
Second.
second by Commissioner Donifro.
Also add 7 days time to do that work.
This
Any
is the
questions?
existing paved road.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It's in bad shape.
I got some bad shape pavement too that I need to be.
How long of an area is that?
They're actually working, they're working in the area.
There's actually 3 spots altogether. I think it's probably about 200 foot.
210 square yards.
So,
Right.
square yards.
Square yards. 3 big spots.
Okay.
That would take
When
care
the
of.
road was paved originally, it probably should have been some undercut done, but, you know, they
This-
didn't. And
This
now
will fix the problem.
we hope so.
No.
If it
No,
don't,
wait a
it's gonna
minute.
Come real close.
All right, any more questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
I asked Jeffrey, let me talk about Shiloh while it was his time. When we did the D2 chip seal contract, I don't know who came up with the quantities, probably Larry, way back when. But when that job was advertised and awarded, Clint was thinking it was one description just on Shiloh. The other 2 roads are what we thought they were. But when we get out there and we read the points and try to figure out where it began and 2, it's not what we thought it was. The job's about 6,000 feet long. It needs to be about 10,000 feet long to cover that entire loop. And we talked about it, and obviously FEMA's not gonna participate in the extra cost, but Mr. Pate wants to go ahead and come up with that additional funding. And since we're out there working on it right now, we wanted to bring it to the board and try to get it approved. We don't have a change order prepared, but we want to change the description from, I think it says Shiloh Church Loop to State Road 2. And we want to change that from State Road 2 to State Road 2 and add an additional 4,000 feet. Approximately.
What do you anticipate?
Yeah.
the cost?
How much more?
About $125,000.
Yeah, I got a motion to approve. I got the motion.
Okay, got a motion by Commissioner Fake,
A
second,
That's it.
second by Commissioner McKinney. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Now, additional funds would come from the road construction.
No, it
Okay.
All right.
That chip seal?
Yeah,
Chip seal.
but that was on the FEMA 4177,
I got
and
you.
I don't know how it got messed up.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine.
The way we do it now.
That was shallow.
Shiloh Church Loop, on Highway 2.
Highway 2 to Highway 2.
Google Earth says Shiloh Church Road and Loop, but the signs is Shiloh Church Loop.
Yeah, because when it was presented to me, it said come off of Highway 2 on the Shiloh Church Loop for 6,000 feet. I said from which end?
Yeah.
Because, yes.
Okay, Jeffrey, I think the next one's yours also.
All right, it's a request for board approval of change order and quote from Anderson, Columbia to patch a depression in Suncrest. And it's an amount of $11,000. It's a change order with a Mockingbird.
Okay, got a motion by Commissioner Hill,
Second.
second by Commissioner McKinney. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Are they out there working too?
Jeffrey,
Yes.
are the chip seal people up here already?
Yes. They're not doing the chip seal, they're just doing the base work and all that on.
Getting it ready?
Yeah, I went on one of your roads the other day.
There's-
It was working. That was-
It's my understanding that they won't be up here to actually put the rock and all down to the actual chip seal part until sometime in February.
So they're just gonna work it up and then
They're
come
gonna get
back?
everything prepared and have it ready, so once the temperatures get back up, they can come in and put all the rock and all down, and try to lick everything at one time.
I need to speak to you afterwards.
I think it's gonna take them that long to get it all done.
I do too. I mean,
I don't, the temperature wise,
and now with adding more roads and all that, so,
We definitely need to talk to them while they're here
okay,
about doing some.
okay. Anything else?
I need to talk to you later.
Okay,
But after me.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, before Hill.
After lunch.
Mr. Hunter?
Okay, so this next item is asking for your approval of the broadband development agreement with the P3 group and authorizing resolution.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Got a motion by Commissioner
Second
McKinney,
with a question.
second by Commissioner Hill. For your question, just let me make a comment. I've been involved in this, with this contract for some while, and sometime we've been going back and forth and everything, and I have read this thing thoroughly. I think it's a good contract. I think it's,
Has the attorney vetted it?
it was drawn up by Evan.
Okay, very good. Okay. So y'all-
What's his
y'all
last
reviewed it.
name, William?
Rosenthal.
Rosenthal.
Okay.
So he's been working through
Okay,
this
that's
whole
good.
thing. It's come to us, we kicked it back and forth, and I think we
So
finally
what
got
part,
it
what part
resolved.
of the process is this put us now?
This
This
puts
contractual
us,
agreement signed
the,
today, what would happen next?
Goes to the development phase, so they have 180 days to basically get all of their design documents ready, provide those to us. They can identify the county properties which they think that they need to be leased or easements granted from us. And also works at the final scheduling and everything like that. So that's like their due diligence phase is the next phase, and then
But this is the execution document. So this agreement here contractually binds them to do as they said in our meeting.
right. So from now until 4 years from now, it'll be complete. So that's what this agreement does.
Maybe we can get a report or actually in-person presentation from them at the end of 180 days.
I think so. I think that'd be
probably get it before then.
Do we have any type of callback in case they don't performance bonds
Yes.
attached to this? Or we?
There are a few, and we have, so like if they use any land that we have a, I think it's a $200, $100 per month charge for them. But since we're not putting up any capital, it's kind of sort of difficult to hold them to certain things, but that's what we have so far.
There's not a clawback per se, because there's nothing.
You're saying that there's
We
nothing
can
tangible, but
get
performance
out
is
of,
tangible.
we can get out of the contract.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Right, the term.
They can get out of the contract, but we can too.
Hopefully that won't happen.
Read through it.
Do it.
No, but I think you'll find it acceptable. Anything else? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. All right, Mr. Hunter.
Sure. So the last item I have for you is asking for your approval to award RFP 2122-05, the sale of surplus vehicles from Road and Bridge.
Second. Got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Donifro.
Hold on. Yeah. That's good, it's good.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, is this gonna be everything, and where's Jabo? Is she there? Jabo, is this gonna be everything that's on that yard? I mean, there's stuff that's been on that yard for 3 years.
There, the only thing, that's not going. The recycle trailer.
Is there, just 'cause you'll redo
The
those,
only thing in this batch is driving vehicles, passenger vehicles, so we're working on another batch that will include some surplus equipment, trailers.
I'll get the rest of it off the yard.
That's right.
Okay, that's all I want, okay.
Before we take a vote, I'd like.
Why are we putting that in the second group?
Because some of our VIN and tag and registration didn't quite match up, so we were having some problems verifying.
Ownership.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Commissioner McKinney.
Doing it as a bulk sale, do we allow our citizens to take part in the participation of trying to purchase,
Yes, I
equipment?
do want to clarify this. So we did receive 3 bids from 3 different auctioneering companies. So the highest bid was actually 26,000 and some change for all the vehicles. The middle bid, I received one 26, one 25, and one for 21,250. Only one of those was a local auctioneering company, so that's one we recommend you go with. But it's $5,000 lower, so that's something that we're letting kind of put that into your hands. See what you want to do.
You're saying that, Ms.
They're
Hill,
local.
you're asking, can our citizens participate in the bid process?
They
or
can't buy it.
Or can they buy
Right.
from the sale?
Individual items,
No.
no, we're just gonna just
We're
bulk hold.
we're turning it all over to an auctioneer. Otherwise, you'll nickel and dime our people to death. People want to go out there and look and do this, do
And the
that.
low bid was submitted by, I guess, Gerald Mason.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Just gonna
So there's
flip it.
Jeff Martin
But he is,
auctioneers.
now, they can go out there, Masons, and bid on it. All right.
To me, it makes sense to go with him because it does give local
Can we clarify this?
And that's individual piece though, if they want to go out there just buy individual piece.
Oh, yeah,
they can do that.
they can bid on that. We're just bid on who's gonna be the auctioneer.
Okay.
And then they'll take possession of it, and then it's open to the public. It'll be duly advertised.
He'll come haul all of it up to Campbell.
So, let me clarify. So in other words, for $21,000, we're selling all of that equipment as surplus equipment to Gerald Mason, if that's who we get it to.
Correct.
And then he'll take it and auction it.
So where's the location of the other two, even though they're higher in price, but again, I agree that we need to keep local, so what's the location?
I can look it up. One of them was out of state, I think like Missouri or Mississippi, I think one, and then the Jerusalem auto, I'm not sure. I can.
So I guess I need to include the motion that it needs to be
Mason
Mason auction, because that we get the award information on, I include that.
You got that, Clay? Second,
I'll second.
yeah.
So J.M. Wood is from Montgomery, Alabama. And the other one is,
So we
I
went
think
out
the other one
for
was from
local.
New York.
yeah.
Someone said New
You
York.
could assume that those auctions would be held up close to where they are, so.
Yeah,
right.
I'm surprised J.M. Woody would build, they do this huge stuff, I mean, that stuff to them would be,
Well, they get some of our bigger stuff.
yeah, nickel dime.
Well, they're probably wanting to keep us on the line, which is good.
Yeah.
Okay, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Ms. Carlin.
This item requests board approval of the collective bargaining agreement for fire rescue.
So motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Donifro. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll go into public hearing. Ms. Wendy.
Thank you. The first item is for board adoption by ordinance of the Jackson County Comprehensive Plan Capital Improvement Element 5-year schedule update for fiscal years 2021 through 2026. Commissioners, we do have one correction from the worksheet that was approved on November 16th. It was a typographical error, which is in your packets. It was for the Blue Springs Park. It should have been $1,729,200.
Where's that at, Wendy?
Page 257.
257, Blue Springs. Oh, yeah, I got it.
And then if you'd like, I can read the title of the ordinance.
Do y'all want it read?
Oh,
I got a question before you go too far.
yes,
In our packet, it's page 261. It says drainage and water quality. The county relies upon the review and permitting process of the state to assess drainage and water quality. Who at the state and what are they doing about drainage in rural areas? DEP, water management, or, because I don't see a lot of
I would say.
activity.
I think it's both.
I mean, we got, this is an issue with me. All of us. I don't know about Commissioner Donifro, but, out in the rural area, we got these drainage issues. They never go away, but I can't see anyone doing anything other than us. So if there's somebody at the state we need to be talking to, then let's rattle their cage.
Their process is more of a regulatory.
That's what I
And
thought.
they do it out of their own, but they don't offer financial assistance or anything like that.
It's a government.
Who is it with the state?
It's both of them. It really just depends on.
Water management and DEP?
So if it's a watershed, it's going into an existing water body, then you're gonna be getting into DEP. If you're connected to, depending on the right of way, could involve DOT,
Any more questions? Go ahead, Ms. Wendy, I'm sorry.
Okay, so what we're actually changing in this element of the comprehensive plan is the 5-year schedule of improvements, which should be in red in your packet. We're deleting last year's and putting in the new with the change, if you accept the change to the worksheet that we just previously discussed.
Say in red, there's a lot of red in here.
Yes, sir. So it will look like this.
What page?
They had all.
I don't have your.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's right.
It is towards the end of the element.
Yeah, there's some red on there.
What page?
What's the
257.
what first line of yours says on that, Wendy? What's the top heading of it?
It will come after the
Monitoring
section
elevation.
that says programs to ensure the implementation of the capital improvement element goals, objectives, and policies. We'll follow that. And then you will see a table deleted and the table that was approved in November.
Help us out.
Yes, sir.
Has somebody got it? Do you have it?
I think
There's
what-
nobody up here knows where you're at.
We also placed, I believe, in the front of your books, the cleaned up version of
Cleaned
this.
up version.
Miss Wendy,
see
that's- It all looks like that. See? Almost every
Let
page.
me see, give Ms. Wendy just a.
Here.
You got it right there? Is this-
There was supposed to be a cleaned up version also. You all don't have that in your books anywhere?
I did.
You
Look,
did.
you
Okay,
left on
yeah.
the
It
left
looks-
side.
It looks like this.
Yeah,
That's
look,
what
yeah,
Donovan
I
has.
have it.
Here you go.
I got
We're deleting the old table,
you. Okay.
putting in the new. And with the correction, it is exactly like this. With the correction that was discussed.
I thought that.
Thank you.
Move some of my projects forward. See it?
Yeah, I see it. But does everybody look at the 5-year program?
I have. I picked up my book and it's right there, so I looked at it.
And we
Look
do
at
this
what here, 'cause I
annually.
know-
We do this annually.
Why didn't you answer the question where it was at? You looked at
What?
That. That in your hand.
I guess my
It is
que-
convoluted.
Yeah, I know.
My question, there's a lot of capital improvement items in the year 2024 and 2025. Is that indicative of being optimistic? Or
Yes, sir. This is more or less like a wish list.
It's,
Mhm.
if we
It's
got the money,
projected.
it'll be done.
Yeah.
We don't have, or we can't get the money,
it gets pushed off?
it gets moved back another couple of years. What happens? Yes, sir.
We got $180,000 on Cruiser Road, and that's more like 3 million.
Well, I just didn't know if
Is that
some
now
of these
going
items,
toward, is that what we're saying, going towards it, or that's the?
I didn't know if some of these items were like Shangri-La out at the Blue Springs.
Right.
You've got 474,000. Is that, again, just wishing, or are
That's-
we in line for some, have we applied for some?
I'd have
grant?
to
If it's in
Red.
your, if it's in
Where are we
your
on
4 and
Shangri-La?
5, then we do not have any funding identified. And so that's why a lot of them stay in 4 and 5, but the minute we identify funding, then they get to move up. Years 1 through 3, funding has to be identified to put in this.
Thank you.
What's the status of that Shangri-La grant? Okay, so that's the status. Any more
What's
questions?
the cost on to do it? We have-
Oh, it's gonna be, I think there are other projects that need to go ahead of Shangri-La.
Oh, I know, like,
The last termination we had, the building was damaged beyond repair, so that kind of.
so what's the size of the building?
For to rehab the building, but then when the building was the more.
What's the size of that facility out there?
It wasn't supposed to be the same.
About 100 by
Probably, yeah,
40.
100 by 40.
Why wouldn't we just buy a metal shed, I mean, at some point, put that back out there, y'all trying, I mean, if it's,
You lose a lot of your historical value.
as far as the metal building is messed up.
Was the shell that was part of it.
Right.
The only thing you retain is the slab.
I got you.
Yeah, it wasn't structurally sound.
You're talking about the officers club?
That's right.
I mean, it was a fairly, I don't know, did any of you get a chance to go out there and look at it?
I've only seen it from an aerial shot. I've seen some
Pretty
ground pictures
architecturally.
of it, yeah. But if it's damaged beyond control, we have no, are you saying it's damaged past rehab?
Yeah, we had.
So we have to-
engineers come out and, I mean,
So basically, it already has lost its historical value as far as being rehabbed.
for usability, no more.
Okay, that's right.
Before the storm,
Oh, yeah.
it could have been rehabbed, but now, forget it. In my opinion. All right, anything else? Do I hear a motion?
Go ahead, public hearing. We're still in public hearing.
I need to read the title of the ordinance.
Are you finished?
I need to read the title of the ordinance.
Yes.
Go ahead.
An ordinance of the Jackson County, Florida, adopting the capital improvements element 5-year capital improvements project update pursuant to the Local Government Comprehensive Planning and Land Development Regulation Act, Chapter 163, Florida statutes, providing for severability and providing for an effective date.
Okay. Is there anyone here for or against this? Fred, do you have anyone online that's for or against?
If any members of the public connected via Zoom would like to speak on this issue, you can use *9 if dialed in through telephone or the raise hand feature on your mobile device or computer. No hands raised, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We're out of public hearing.
Make a motion to approve the capital improvement plan,
Okay, got a motion by Commissioner Donifro,
capital improvement element of the comprehensive plan.
is there a second? Second by Commissioner Pate. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Okay. Back in public hearing, Ms. Wendy.
Thank you, Commissioner. This is a request for approval and adoption of the Jackson County Code of Ordinances, Chapter 74, Section 74, removing mandatory ornamental landscaping provisions.
Okay. You want to,
And when you're ready, I can read the title.
go ahead.
An ordinance of the Board of County Commissioners of Jackson County, Florida, amending Article 4, Division 7 of the Jackson County Code of Ordinances to remove mandatory ornamental landscaping provisions, providing for severability, providing for repealer, and providing for an effective date.
Okay. Fred, would you see if there's anyone online that has any comments or wants to comment for or against? Is there anyone here in the room who wants to comment for or against?
No one online, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we're out of public hearing.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Commissioner Pate.
I move to adopt the landscape ordinance and authorize the chairman to sign.
Second.
Okay, got a motion by Commissioner Pate, second by Commissioner Hill. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 4-0. I mean, 4-1. Commissioner Donifro voted against. Okay.
If that's
Ms. Amber?
okay, Wendy can go ahead and do her last item,
Sure, if you don't mind, I can do my last
so
thing.
she doesn't have to.
You
sit
get out
down.
of sequence.
That
Go
be
ahead.
okay?
Go ahead.
The Affordable Housing Advisory Committee met on the 17th of November to review the established policies and procedures, ordinances, land development regulations, and adopted local government comp plan, And they have to now annually submit an incentive report to the board and then turn that into Florida Housing. So before you today is their incentive plan, which had no major changes, just a few text edits from the previous year.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill,
Second.
second by Commissioner Pate. Any questions?
Yeah, just one comment.
Go ahead.
Just looking through this, supportive development near transportation hubs. The 319. The meeting synopsis, and I read through all this and agree with all of it, but the meeting synopsis on that particular item says Jackson County is a rural county and does not have transportation hubs and employment centers and mixed-use developments. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. Mariana's a transportation hub. Just, what are your comments on that?
We are just looking from the unincorporated point of view. Of course, we can review that again with planning and see if that can be modified and take a look at that next year and edit that.
I wish you would. I understand that you're looking at it from areas, unincorporated areas only, but I think when you look at Jackson County as a whole, Mariana and potentially even Graceville, certainly Mariana is a transportation hub, and we ought to be encouraging development in and around Mariana as much as possible, just from a transportation aspect, from a sustainability standpoint.
You say it could be a transportation hub.
I think it is a transportation hub.
How do you?
Well,
what is a transportation hub?
Yeah, enlighten us on that.
Well, I mean,
I'm not thinking.
if you look at where most of the traffic occurs, it's in and around Mariana, I would say.
Well, I'd ask this question, Ms. Wynn, what is the definition of traffic, transportation hub? Is it public, something like J-Tran? Are we talking about what are they referencing when they say transportation?
We don't have any public transportation in Mariana.
Yeah, with J-Trans.
Yeah, we do have J-Tran if you qualify for that. You got to qualify for it.
Yeah.
And then you've got Tri-County that's not Mariana,
Well,
but it comes from other.
Anybody can ride on J-Trans. You may have to pay, but you can ride on it. Anybody can ride on J-Trans.
Well, then it's not just Mariana.
No, it's not.
Anybody can drive.
I'm just saying, I think Mariana is a transportation hub.
I was just trying to see if I was missing something there.
And I don't know that it has any impact on anything that, we're
Doesn't
doing,
the
but
comp plan have a definition for transportation hub?
I'd have to look into it and look at the names off the top
I
of
would
my head.
think it was like buses, public buses.
That's what I
Public
interpreted
buses
as
and stuff,
public
and we don't have that,
transportation.
so that's why I was asking. Do what? Wikipedia.
Read it, Travis.
What does it say, Travis?
Good old
You
Google.
actually looked that up?
Transportation hub is a place where passengers and cargo are exchanged between vehicles or between transport modes.
Yeah, so we're not.
A bus stop is a
Yeah,
transportation hub.
that's why I was asking.
Would it help? I mean, I guess also would help us. I mean, if we had more of them.
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
anyway, just.
okay.
We will look at that at the next NCAP meeting, and I'll talk to planning and Florida Housing about what their expectations are.
Okay.
Well,
This is actually a report and doesn't really need approval.
Just a report.
Yeah, we've
I was
already.
just saying, is that something we want? Which of course we would if it's
Yeah.
justified.
All right, is there anything else?
Not for me.
Okay,
Thank you.
We did have a motion in a second.
yeah.
But it
all
was
those
just a
in-
report, so we don't need a motion.
Well, it says request. I didn't know that.
So you're gonna
Do you
withdraw
need to
it?
withdraw?
Yeah, I'll withdraw mine.
Okay,
Thank you.
motion withdrawn. So.
But I thought that.
Ms. Amber?
I thought the adoption, we had to adopt a policy. Was that not a request?
Uh,
Wendy, I thought we had to vote to adopt the policy for this year. Is that not what we supposed to have done? Wasn't a request for us to adopt the policy that AHAC could put forward?
No, sir. It was just the committee
Passed it.
voted to
Right, but we don't have to
submit
endorse
this
it.
report.
Okay, all right, so we don't, okay, I
No.
got you. I was thinking we had to,
Thank you.
okay, thank you.
All right, Ms. Amber. Yeah, we're good.
Good morning.
Zoom morning.
This is a request to set a public hearing for a large-scale text amendment to create a new property rights element to the Jackson County Comprehensive Plan per Florida Statute 163-31-77-6I. We're requesting to set the public hearing for the next Board of County Commission meeting on January the 11th, 2022 at 9:15 a.m.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Pate, second by Commissioner Hill.
Amber,
Mr. Dunbar, you got a question?
can I see you right after the meeting?
Okay, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, could we revert back to the Employee of the Month item before we move into the last couple of things?
I'm going to go ahead and read the employee proclamation. Whereas Jackson County has established an Employee of the Month program to recognize one employee to represent the various departments. And whereas Mary Smith began her employment with Jackson County on June 19th, 2017, and currently serves in the position of planner with community development, and has been selected as Employee of the Month for December 2021 for the standards that she has displayed in the performance of her job duties. And whereas Ms. Smith is an exemplary employee who demonstrates professionalism in every task she faces, her loyalty and commitment to Jackson County are noticed and admired by her coworkers. And whereas Mary is a dedicated employee that handles issues that arise in a timely and efficient manner, she always goes above and beyond her everyday duties to assist the public and coworkers. Mary is dedicated and steps up to the plate when times are tough. As a result, she has built trust with her coworkers, and they know that they can count on her. Mary always has a smile on her face and exhibits a positive attitude when conducting tasks, no matter the circumstance. She sets a good example for other employees with her work ethic and has proven to be an asset to the Community Development Department. Mary went above and beyond this year by taking on one task to create a community development guidebook. The information provided is appealing, helpful, and will assist the public with the county permitting procedures. Furthermore, her writing and technological skills save money in providing these services in-house. Now, therefore, it be proclaimed that the Board of County Commissioners of Jackson County, Florida, commend and congratulate Ms. Mary Smith on her selection as Employee of the Month for December 2021.
Mary, come on up.
While the chairman's coming back up, I'd just like to say that it's not always that the Employee of the Month is someone that I got to work so closely with, but Mary is one of those. She is truly a ray of sunshine in Jackson County. And after Hurricane Michael, when no one knew where we were going or what we were doing, I just went to Mary and said Christy was tied up with public information officer duties, which was a full-time job. And I said, Mary, I need you. And she stepped in, followed me around with all the things that we needed for, our mobile board meetings where we were taken to the city of Marianna and everywhere else. And she just literally was a support there to just run and do and help and call. And well, we couldn't call. We all know that, but to run and do and to deliver messages. And, that was certainly not inside her job duties, but she did it with a smile on her face. And was always willing to offer a hug and an encouraging word. And so, Mary, I haven't forgotten that. Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the Employee of the Month for December 2021 and authorize a $50 check and a paid day off. Adopt the proclamation and authorize the chairman to sign.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Fake, second by Commissioner Hill. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Okay.
Okay, I have two things that aren't really roundtable. They're just things that have come up that we need to cover. One, Lee Anderson is here and he has a clarification question for the redistricting. He's doing the legal description, so he's gonna present that and get your feedback.
Morning, board.
Morning, Lee.
I spoke with Commissioner Pate earlier. We're writing the legal descriptions for the redistricting and where the road divides a district, where do we want to split that? I've been told probably the center line. The only issue is that puts a road in two different districts. So just wanted to get direction from the board on how to proceed with that.
Don't we already have that?
Precedent, what's the
I mean,
precedent? And we already have, well, I realize that, but I mean, we already have roads that segregate by district. What's the
I
norm?
don't know that it was recorded before.
So Lee, just so that we all understand, the real question is, do they want it to split down the center line or the north side of,
North, south, east, west.
so that
Well,
the road is,
I'm curious, that we already have roads.
It's not gonna matter about
Ones
the
that do this.
citizens, what district they're in, but who's
It's
gonna,
more
like,
who's
you wanna
responsible for the road.
Maintain.
pave
Right.
Hill Road, whose is Hill Road if the line
Right.
goes down the middle?
Can
Well, I
you
can
leave, can you
under-
leave it where the road remains in the district that it was in?
No, I don't think.
But then who decides whose road
Well,
is it? when they-
Again, we've got roads that separate. How do we treat that now?
Now, Road and Bridge, you know.
I mean, when we've been doing
we
grants and
maintain it,
applications.
whoever the grader needs, I mean,
Right.
you know, but I guess if it come down to, say you're gonna pave Hill Road, whose
I
road is it?
think the way
Right, I agree with
it
you.
breaks out now is,
Well, Highway 90 right now separates you and I, the east side of Highway,
You
east
don't
side
have
of
to worry
Marion.
about that.
All right, it's a state
State
highway.
road.
but,
There's gotta be a road. that's-
there are roads, I mean, El Bethel, Salem Church Road's a good one.
Yeah.
You know, the line runs, but it
Yeah, but Salem
crosses.
runs east and west, and the
Mill
road.
Road, I'm paving some of yours right now, give me some money.
No, we're not retroactive, this
Oh,
is
okay.
forward.
Just checking. But I mean, it happens otherwise, so I don't know. Well, yeah,
Michelle, you still online?
Why not,
I'm here.
Do you know any consensus on this from other counties on how they're handling this?
No, this isn't really a typical thing.
But it looks like it would be typical because this is one of the guidelines the feds and state put down that, you know, roads, rivers and stuff are used for segregation points. And that looks like that would be a common denominator to say, all right, this is what the consensus does because of a road, especially if the road touches on adjoining sides, not split in the middle like we're talking about, like Salem Church Road. It severs the whole district and by roads. The road is not the deciding factor on that.
Water boundaries are not an issue because
Right.
that's sovereign lands.
All right, that's
State,
right,
just
that's
like
right,
state roads.
sure.
It's just the county roads. A lot of the county roads are being used as a divider between districts, so.
Lee's worried about 20 years down the line.
right.
Oh, I know this group won't argue, but you know,
Right.
10 years down the
Well,
line,
what-
if it's a different group of people, who's gonna be responsible for the road?
Would it be beneficial to have a workshop how many of these roads are there? I mean, are we talking about quite a few? Maybe, it's gonna be hard to answer that right now.
That's
We have to do a
We
workshop.
may
What
have to
time
look
frame
at
are you working
We
on?
need to be moving.
What time frame you working on?
Almost
Put
done.
an exhibit together. I can give that to you guys and y'all can decide who owns what road.
I mean, it might be easy to say, okay, you know, District 4 has got this road, all of
A
it.
particular road, yeah.
You just about have to see.
Can
a
I pick
list
out which
of-
one are really bad, and hit them to you?
No.
Just thinking.
You've already given me a bunch of bad ones.
What do you want to do?
I think we probably should get a list of the roads together and
We'll make
let's
decisions
schedule a
January.
special.
Or let me ask,
No, let's-
why don't he go ahead and put it in the middle of the road and go ahead and do the descriptions and then we decide who it belongs to, because it has nothing to do with the redistricting.
Yeah, don't affect the redistricting.
Don't have nothing to do
They
with the
don't know they
map
live in the
or with
road.
the people.
We're deciding over the right of way for financial and for road and bridge determination, but they're the district.
Doesn't it have something to do with
No.
redistricting?
It can, because we're using the center of the road. There's no one lives in the center of the road.
No. Somebody lives just over on the other side of the road.
That's fine.
Yeah, but where's the boundaries we had to work with is still in the right of way.
Yeah,
We're
still,
only-
you're
we're only-
gonna use the right of way or the center line.
Yeah, we're either gonna use the north side, the south side, or the center.
Not
It
really.
won't change
Not-
what district somebody lives in, unless they live in the ditch. which you don't.
No, the road, it's just who's responsible for the roadway.
Okay, well then, okay. So y'all are saying we just
We can decide that.
decide who's gonna
And
have
then
what.
20 years, they can decide.
Why don't we
something
just set a precedent? Why don't we just say the north side? I mean, would that be fair?
different.
No,
But then it gives everybody on the, I mean,
no,
the
look
commission
at
on the
it.
south side all the road.
You don't know whether it would be.
Let's just have a list then. Y'all agree with that?
If you can put together a list, but,
That'd be fair.
But do
for
we-
the issues of the, map redistricting, I can say the center
Sit
of.
on,
sit on the
road.
And we can decide what road belongs to who.
Jeffrey, you had your hand up?
Do y'all know, I mean, y'all got an answer?
Well, I'm looking at a few roads and I'm asking, I mean, obviously, we use several borders now, so I kind of agree with it's really an operational thing.
Yeah.
Whether you pick the yellow line, center line.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with the redistricting though. It can't.
Right.
Well, it could if you put, it depends on where you put the line.
No, no.
If
you
you're
move
following,
the
if you're
line
following, yeah, but
across the road,
Yeah, but it's
it's
still
gonna be in the
ditch
right of
line.
way.
You can't get on.
It can't get out of the ditch. The boundary has to either be the center, north, or south, or east and west part of the road.
It'd be the right of way.
The right of way.
Yeah, it won't affect no property on.
Now, if it was severed one perpendicular, maybe I have one house or something, but even then, that wouldn't even be in effect.
This is only affecting roads.
all right.
And Michelle's online.
Yes.
Michelle, didn't you say that this was gonna be recorded?
Well, it'll be a part of the court record.
That won't determine anything, that won't have anything to do with the redistricting?
I mean, like this whole time, Mill Road's been split, one part of it's been 2 and 4, but 2 have maintained all on that side. And then District 4 maintains on the west side, I mean,
The maintenance is not the issue,
right.
but like on the west side, they maintain it, but I'm fixing to pave it. Cause it makes a dash and it becomes all mine.
Right here, Brett was just showing me, that's up around Graceville. And even though it's in B2, B1 greater.
Yeah, he grades shallow church loop.
Right, and I think pretty much right now, the whole district as far as maintenance goes, I believe everybody's got a road that goes out of their district to
Right.
cover another area. Right.
So that don't really matter.
I mean,
It's
so
just-
from our standpoint, it's not.
But then go to the center line, go to the center line.
Center line, then we'll
Center line.
decide.
We'll set up the maintenance.
Can you give us a
Okay.
list of the ones that we would share? That way we could get in a workshop and say, okay,
But
Mr.
for getting this
Donald.
recorded, go ahead and write it to the center line.
Yes.
Thank y'all for the clarification.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and,
Wait a minute.
okay.
When will we be able to put a list together and do our meeting to determine? When will you have that list?
Okay.
Did you say end of the year or end of the
End of the
week?
week.
Week, okay.
I mean, he's already looked at them roads. He knows which roads he's got to list them out.
All right.
Okay, and then Josh Norman is here to give a very brief update to the board.
Whoa.
15 minutes or less.
And if I could give my recommendation, I'd say keep those roads separate, the full length. It's difficult in the grants, and I know we're never gonna have another natural disaster, but just in case, it's good to have the entire road for one district, in my opinion. So update on 4177, which I think is what we want to talk about. The update I had was we weren't finalized on making the final payments for the last 2 contracts. If that's not correct.
Michelle, where are we?
I'm sorry. Are you asking about the court case?
No.
No,
4177.
not yet.
The payments for 4177, the 2 contracts for road work.
That's your pay, 4177?
It was all of it. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it was those 2
This
contracts
is
for
the
District
Graham
1.
County situation,
The
Michelle.
bankruptcy.
Oh, As far as I know, we haven't gotten a response from FDEM or FEMA about the interpleader.
That's correct. Still under legal review as of last week.
All right, so in the interim, we estimated that those final costs of what we will have, submitted a letter to DEM, got a response Friday. They said they're looking at it, and we won't schedule a meeting to engage with them on the excess use of funds until we're really closed out. So we're sort of pending on that check, and we're pending on the time extension. So both of those are in process. We're pushing them with FDEM. But I did run some numbers based on the excess amount of funding that we expect to have when everything is done. And 4 inches of lime rock on an estimated 20-foot wide road gives us somewhere around 234 miles of road that could be rocked. And those are broken up by, I have them broken up by district if you're interested in how many estimated miles. So estimated miles in District 1 is 37.8. In District 2, 67.4 miles of rock. District 4, 93.74. And in District 5, 35.
4
Josh.
inches of rock.
4 inches, right?
If approved.
Correct. So I'll comment on that, but yeah, 37.
Yeah, 37.8.
Yeah.
Does that take care of the amounts that you gave us earlier?
That would be, right, consuming the excess funds.
Okay.
And purchasing, the request was made to purchase just rock. So one of the, we are going to be working off of archived policy, which is a little bit less limiting, but still falls in what we're presenting as a hazard mitigation opportunity. So that is still what we're saying. The excess use of fund is going to mitigate against future wash off of surface material.
Are they going to tell us what roads to put it on?
So that is the other, that's not, we're hoping not to. So that's what I want to push for, just the purchase of it for the roads. We might give them a group of roads that need it, but we'll be under the discretion to use. And that's what the document requested, our discretion to use.
I don't know that I want a rock.
So that was my
Okay.
next question. I knew some of them did.
I hope we're not going for all of it to be rock, because
It was a purchase of material.
that was, yeah.
That was mine.
I wouldn't count mine.
Mine was almost 2 million, correct? I think mine was.
Yeah. 2 point around that.
I think I
So-
have asphalt.
So you'll donate yours to me? Wait,
No.
Now the concept is just a purchase of material that is
Right.
going to, so if there's another material, and to avoid trying to,
So for
Cost,
my
labor,
district,
and
93.74 miles is what I.
Oh,
if you did, right,
If
4
I did-
inches of rock.
20-foot wide.
Correct.
And no time frame.
The request is to purchase the material, and
That's
the
what-
purchase of the material is,
was this a
Expires the
request for
grant.
the whole county?
what's that?
This is a request for the whole county?
No, the request is going to be per district, or per PW, sorry, per PW.
They won't, I'm telling you, FEMA's not gonna let you go in there and pave those roads.
Yes, they are.
So if you want to, but if you need to pave a road, but that's
I'm
going
already
to,
doing it.
I mean, we can make that additional request. So the purpose of
3.5 more years.
moving forward, right, is the time,
Yeah,
frame.
that's right. I waited 4 years to get the
Right.
roads done now.
That's the
I
time.
get my rock.
So if you had to
don't
surmise,
wait
just
that
off
Now,
of-
I think that they would say, yeah, that's a legitimate use.
2 years or 4 years?
And the time frame, they said we will, as we write it, it is, we give you a new time extension, and, but time is obviously of the essence. And at this point, there's really no rules anymore. It's just up to their, I guess, whim as to what they
That's the
will
way it's
approve or
been.
not approve.
For 8 years.
So we accept buying the line rock like it is now. What's the time limit towards, expiration of the grant?
It would be, we'd want to purchase that material, and then that would end the grant. So that is one of the incentives that I'm going to put forward to get approval, is by you accepting this, we're done. We're making.
Can we
lump
accept it by
sum
district?
material.
Or can we accept it by district?
It would be by PW, but then internally, we could separate.
Yeah, but I don't want to approve something that's gonna affect them if they don't want line. Is that what you're saying?
We can do whatever we want.
Oh, I understand, but I mean, each
Yeah.
commissioner should have the right to
Correct.
make that choice.
And it's all broke up, so you have the dollar amount, you have, and
So
we
what
don't
was,
have to
what
go
was
this way.
my amount? What was my amount? I know it's somewhere around 2 million.
Yeah, 2.635.
2.63 million?
Uh-huh,
2.63 million. What was mine?
1,063,000.
I wrote 1.4, what was it?
1.9. Let's see.
So District 5,
948.
District 1.
I'm sorry. Yours was 1,063,000. Yours was 1,895.
Sounds better. So that's basically 28,000.
Right, right,
That's
like
basically
you did.
$28,000 a mile is what that is. Of line.
So you could also go back with the same standard format that picking a road, identify what you want to do on it, you want to grade it, or put rock, chip seal, asphalt. That would limit the amount of roads, obviously, because the cost is going to be more, it would increase the time. So everything's on the table still. The letter was just sort of get them in the mindset that we are coming to disclose, we are going to have this excess amount of funds, and we want to start engaging with you on at least conceptualizing.
So we need to make action today,
No,
shortly.
no. Just an update.
so when do you think?
So we have some roadblocks ahead of us to get the state fully engaged, as in, serious closeout of the last one and approval of the next one, and that is the payments to the Graham County, so we can close out in those time extensions. The reimbursements, we're all kind of pushing it off of our seat into FDEM's seat and having them do the approvals, but those last pieces will be the triggers to close the last one out and start on the excess funds grants.
So if we do not utilize these funds, what happens to
They
it?
just go.
I know it's in the general revenue fund earmarked over in Tallahassee.
No, they'll go back to federal government. They'll just, the closeout, they'll be,
And the money will go back to FEMA.
yeah. So if you either choose not to request it, or if they don't approve it, or if they say the time frame is gone, it goes back to the,
So we're still talking about a year out. I mean,
yeah.
it's been 7.5 years now, let's be
Yeah.
honest. I
Yeah,
mean,
so that we still have construction of the other alternative projects as well. So you have Cypher Collins,
it was
Shiloh
3 or 4
Church
years.
still under construction, which to close out the last grant, fully close everything out, those will have to be done as well. But trying to go on parallel tracks, so we're not waiting for one to happen for the other one. And things can be in motion, set in motion, so one completion.
As soon as you learn something, let us know.
Okay, well,
And I'm sure I'll be asking.
yeah, and I think it's up to you what you want to do.
Okay.
But hopefully they'll look at the scope we proposed, and we can start talking about what they think and give us opinion on what could be approved, considering the time frame.
All right?
All right?
No, don't leave.
Oh, man.
I think December 14th has passed. Today.
It's not past then.
No, when was it? When was we were supposed to hear something?
Oh, I believe it was the 12th.
Okay,
Well, surely
what
it's
did we
That
hear?
that has passed.
Obviously, nothing.
Correct, right.
No, it was due today.
It was the
the appeal.
14th.
Mhm.
Okay.
We haven't heard anything from anyone pertaining to Michael.
Nope, and I honestly, that does not shock me. I wouldn't even check my emails today. But, so now the discussion has been, go straight to arbitration, which I think, again, that's going to have a discussion with DEM to say that's where we want to go, and we probably want to do that this week now that it's the day that it's passed, start moving in that direction, and maybe it will force FEMA to deliver us their appeal faster. But because their time frame is up, now we can move into the second phase.
So if they do not respond today,
Yeah,
we go straight to arbitration or
initiate the request.
Yeah, I kind of felt bad. I watched a clip the other day of Senator Kennedy from Louisiana the other day talking to FEMA administrators And it was only about a 5-minute clip, but he was asking for money for, some approval from 2013.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and
Embarrassing. I mean,
it is
literally.
embarrassing, right? The entire organization. And then you see what happened in Kentucky and your heart goes out to them for what's about to happen.
Oh, yes. Well, they're going to be right there with the money, just like they told us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They said all their vehicles were destroyed. I'm like, well, I hope you can pay for some new ones because you'll get about a quarter of what it's going to take to rebuild your fleet.
4 or 5
So-
years later.
Yeah.
The safety.
What do we have to do in order to get ready to go to arbitration?
I think let's have that discussion with the state's appeal coordinator and have that discussion. But we have our case already built in the first appeal that we submitted. We want to take a look at that and start probably submitting a request and scheduling. So right now it's just,
And where will the arbitration take place?
I'm not sure. I don't know if
Who
it'll
will
be
be the
Tallahassee or
arbiter?
Atlanta. It'll be, my knowledge, it's a 5-board panel that will be hearing the case of supposedly experts in the field, not FEMA employees. FEMA will present their case, we'll present our case, the arbitration panel will hear it and make a ruling.
Okay, y'all have any more questions for Josh?
Where's this thing?
I keep hearing, Sally, what are y'all gonna get with Sally? Are we?
That's the same situation that we had determinations that we appealed. And that's a little bit further behind. So we'll be in that same
Michael and
situation.
Sally.
Yes. And then we'll be going through that same.
What's the history of people suing?
On these type situations, I have no knowledge of anyone doing that and certainly not being successful. I mean, they go through the appeal process and the arbitration process, and the arbitration process is very successful.
Any more questions for Josh? Okay, thank you. All right, you have anything else?
I do, just 2 more things. And one was just wanted to make sure the board, I just happened to be aware that today is Homer Hurt's 93rd birthday. If you all wanted to reach out and wish him a happy birthday. And also at your table is this year's annual report. I wanted to thank Carlin and Dylan for their hard work on this. I'll remind y'all, a lot of communities, including Leon County, pay about $30,000 for their annual report every year. And so they have taken it on in-house to save that and to not try to, burden the county with paying for that. But it's just a collection of all kinds of statistics and pictures and things that we did this past year. And so that's just for you all to review and enjoy. And then also need to request the board to set a special meeting for January 11th at 10 o'clock a.m. to discuss FDOT road submittals that'll be coming up for selection. It's at your regular meeting, right after your regular meeting on the 11th. So you can break for lunch if you need to, but we'll set it for 10.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to set a special meeting on January the 11th.
Got a motion by Commissioner Donifro, second by Commissioner Pate to set a special meeting on the 11th. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
That's all I have.
Okay, you ready for roundtable? Michelle?
I don't have anything.
Okay, Sheriff, you have anything? Thank you, sir. Willen, do you want to say something else?
Merry Christmas, and I'll see you all at the Christmas party.
Thank you. Commissioner Donifro.
Have nothing.
Merry Christmas.
I got a question. On the Piano Road, did we do that last time? Award the bid or anything like that?
A lot of the information won't go with DOT. I'll put it in the system. They don't check the system. They still won't tell us anyway. There were some follow-up documents that we were around permits, construction type stuff that provided them to get their concurrence on the approval of the signature. But it's not ready yet.
Okay, I thought I seen something that said.
I thought that they had
DOT
concurred.
Last time I had it was Megan. She was asking for a lot of documents.
Is that something they can approve contingent on DOT's concurrence?
I would prefer that. That's absolutely.
Make a motion to accept the bidder, was it Anderson?
Anderson is the sole bidder.
So, as a sole, award to sole bidder for Piano Road. Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Fake, second by Commissioner Hill. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Can we push that along? Like, yes.
Like yesterday.
Now you're gonna hear from me every day. Oh, yeah, it's yours.
Anything else?
That's it. Merry Christmas to everyone and have a safe New Year.
Mr. McKinney?
Yes, Mr. Register, that, give me an update on that blasting over on Jones Pit.
Yes. Well, what you got on that, they are blasting, periodically. Anderson, Columbia, they have permanent seismographs and all in place around there. So to test explosions, when Wax Construction does theirs, they use mobile seismographs to come out and do that. This has been an ongoing problem for several years now. And so they have reduced the size of the explosions and all that. And when they do it, they've got state fire marshals and everybody else out there. So they're on top of what they're doing, and they're doing it by making smaller shots to kind of satisfy the residents around, and everything they got recorded on the seismographs and all that. So they're doing everything to try and alleviate some pain, but they're also doing it and everything's being recorded. Everything's covered.
Are there certain parameters as far as the seismographic testing that they're doing? Is there certain parameters they're supposed to stay within? Or
Well, I think I think the way I understand it, like when they put like Anderson's got their permanent seismographs off, it's off from away, and it's the blast has got to stay a certain pressure from there. So if it exceeds that, they're blasting too hard. It's got to stay below that.
are they self-enforcing it? I mean, are we looking at that? Or?
No, they got permanent ones on there, and the state fire marshal and all that come out when they make the shots. Even down here at Arcosa and all, they do the same thing. So they got all that, and I've never been there whenever they start blasting, but they've got all kind of people there to make sure everything's right.
So it's a state regulated thing. It's nothing.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Have you got any feedback from the citizens?
No,
Towards what they, okay.
no.
Jeffrey, the ladies indicated that they were digging under their house. This is just pit digging, right?
This is.
They're not like coal digging
No,
for coal.
This, when they get through with a pit and it's dug down, it's probably some of the prettiest water you ever look at. I don't know how far it goes. They can tell you, because I mean, they dig down to a certain level, and then they test everything, then they'll dig down some more.
At the corner of Magnolia and 71, that pond, if you turn on the
Peacock
Bridge,
is 71,
it's 80 feet deep.
right? You're talking about a Peacock.
Yeah, Peacock Bridge,
Right.
on the north
Yeah.
side, that
Right.
intersection, that pond there, yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. McKinney, anything else?
Other than wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Clay?
I just want to put on record that we presented
Thank
our
you, Mr.
excess fees for this year. And wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Thank you, sir.
Any Christmas gifts to us?
I have a question for Michelle. Michelle, where are we on the consent decree relief?
So I got the original court file, or at least what the archives have record of. There are parts of the file that do appear to be missing. I've also been working with Carol Dunaway to get the census population data from the prior elections in order to support the legal argument that we don't need this consent decree going forward. She's still working on getting that data for me.
Any idea when you'll get this filed?
Hopefully in the first couple of months of next year.
I did not understand the last comment.
First couple of months next year.
Yep.
Basically, first quarter of next year.
I hope so. That's all I have, other than to say Merry Christmas to everyone and hope y'all have a happy and prosperous new year. God bless you.